The prophet Elijah had just faced one of the greatest victories in the Old Testament. On Mount Carmel, he called down fire from heaven, and the Lord proved himself greater than Baal. But soon after, when Queen Jezebel threatened his life, Elijah fled into the wilderness. Exhausted, afraid, and overwhelmed, Elijah sat down under a broom tree and prayed, "It is enough. Now, Lord, take my life." The prophet who had stood boldly before kings now felt utterly defeated, and it is in this moment of despair that the Lord meets him not with fire, not with thunder, but with care. As Elijah lies down to sleep, an angel touches him and says, "Arise and eat." Elijah looks, and by his head is a cake of bread baked on hot stones and a jar of water. He eats and drinks, then lies down again. A second time the angel returns and says, "Arise and eat, for the journey is too much for you." Strengthened by that heavenly meal, Elijah travels 40 days and 40 nights to Mount Horeb, the mountain of God, where he will encounter the Lord in a gentle whisper. This story gives us rich lessons. First, it shows us the compassion of God. Elijah was weary and broken, yet the Lord did not rebuke him harshly. Instead, he provided food, water, and rest. God knows our frailty, and he cares for us in body as well as spirit. Second, it shows the provision of God. What Elijah could not do for himself, God supplied. Bread in the wilderness became strength for the journey. In the same way, God gives us what we need for the road ahead. Not always abundance, but always enough. Third, it shows the purpose of God. Elijah thought his ministry was over, that his life had no more meaning, but God sustained him because there was still work to do. When God gives us strength, it is not just to survive, it is to continue his mission. And finally, it points us to Jesus Christ. Just as Elijah was strengthened by bread from heaven, so we are strengthened by the true bread of life. Jesus said, "I am the living bread that came down from heaven. Whoever eats this bread will live forever." The food Elijah ate gave him strength for 40 days. The food Christ gives us brings eternal life. The story of Elijah under the broom tree reminds us that God sees us when we are weary. He knows when the journey feels too much. And just as he fed Elijah, he feeds us through his word, his spirit, and his Son, so that we might rise and continue in his strength.